Alright, hey guys, Player 13 FOC. As of recent, I've been playing FOCS English as a bit of a break from FOC. During these couple months, there's been quite a few changes made to the map, so I talked to the makers and they agreed it would be a nice idea for me to make a bit of a patch video. It's my first time doing a video like this, and it's been a bit of a project, so hopefully this will be useful to some of y'all. The following does not necessarily represent the desired changes of Player 13 or Team Yowie. Please keep this in mind while utilizing YouTube's comment function.
I.e. take your bitch somewhere else.
Okay, so starting off with general changes to the map, the tomes have been changed up quite a bit. The price of tomes in tome mode have been doubled due to the fact that they were based off the prices of tomes in FOC, but gold is acquired much faster in FOCS English once you reach the shadow farming stages of the game, making the acceleration on stats past that point just a little bit too crazy. Also, the bonus attack given from attack tomes has been tweaked over the past few versions, starting at 3, going to 6, and now it's been worked down to 4. Next up we have the staff shop with a rather significant overhaul. The Staff of Speed and the Staff of Teleportation's prices have both been lowered by 1/4 to make them a bit more accessible in the early game. In addition to this, there's also been a new item added to the map, Staff of Hex, which will allow you to hex any enemies for 2 seconds and destroy any clones in a small AoE. Two more small changes to the map are the addition of a 50 kill count in order to prevent 2v2s from dragging on a little bit too long, and the ability to sell HP stones at any level. Moving on to hero balance changes, several heroes in the game have been reworked to have a farming skill at level 1 rather than picking them up a bit later. These heroes include Jim Raynor, now getting his Flame Burst at level 1, Kanade, now getting Howling at level 1, and White Rock Shooter getting Minimum Meteor at level 1. In addition to these changes, Kanade's passive has been tweaked a bit and White Rock Shooter has had a major revamp. Kanade's passive now grants a 20% chance to do a 1.5 time damage crit rather than splash damage in order to make it useful with her clones. White Rock Shooter has had a complete makeover, given a completely new Q as well as revamping her old R and C skills. Her new Q, now rather than being an Omni-Slash type spell, now pulls the target in and stuns them for 1 to 2 seconds based on the level of the skill. Her Making World spell has had its duration increased to 20 seconds from 15 seconds, and now gives 500% attack speed rather than the old flat armor and damage, allowing it to scale a bit better into the late game. Her White Doctrine now reduces all damage taken by her by 50%, deals damage over time around her for the duration, and slows all enemies in the area by 20%. Sesshimaru's early game farming seemed a bit lackluster, so to help fix this, his Q was changed from hitting up to 16 targets in a chain to hitting 32 targets all at once in a fairly large AoE. Ai and Karara's shields have both had a bit of a rework. Now rather than starting at 80% damage reduction and scaling up to 100% at later levels, they now reduce all damage by 100% at level 1, but have had their durations lowered by 1 second at all levels. In addition to this change, Karara's burst mode skill has had a bug fix where it was lowering her damage rather than increasing. However, after this fix, her damage seemed to pad over the top. So to remedy this, the skill was pulled back a little bit, and now the skill simply deals 4 times your strength on each auto attack, rather than 4 times your strength and double damage as it was before. In this update, both Kikyo and Alucard's level 50 skills have been reworked, as the skills seem to end Omega a bit too quickly. To remedy this problem, the skill no longer does damage based on your own stats, but rather deals a flat amount per hit. While both heroes still excel at ending Omega, the game is no longer simply over once those heroes hit level 50. In addition to this change, Alucard's Soul Steal skill has been tweaked as well, now only doing an extra 1% of the target's total HP per tick rather than 2%. Again, due to the fact that chunking Omega's health for over 20% of his max HP plus the damage on his level 50 skill seemed to just simply vaporize Omega's health bar a bit too quickly. The skill has also had a rather significant graphical update from the older version of the skill shown here. Jaina's summon water elementals and the Hydralisk's summon zerglings have both been tweaked a bit in this version to put them a bit closer to being on par with each other. Now Jaina gets one less water elemental per use, as they felt a bit overbearing in the early stages of the game, and the Hydralisk now receives 4 zerglings instead of 3 to bring them a bit closer to being on par with the water elementals. Chuck Norris and Inuyasha's stuns have been scaled back a bit in this version due to them feeling a bit stronger than other spells at the same level. Chuck Norris's roundhouse kick now stuns for 1 second at all levels rather than 2, whereas Inuyasha's Tetsu Saiga starts at 1 second and scales up to 2 seconds at max level. Lastly, Illidan was feeling a bit lackluster when compared to other carries. In order to deal with this, he was given a new passive granting him 25% clear, as well as a significant buff to his Swift Strike, now making it reduce damage by 50% at max level rather than 30%. Anyway, that about wraps it up. Hopefully this was useful for some of you. It took me a little bit longer than I'd like to make it. However, I think I've learned a lot in the process, and I'll be able to churn out higher quality videos a little bit faster in the future, so that'll be nice. I'm going to look to start uploading on a regular basis again. When I got banned from the bot for a good while there, it kind of irked me, and I didn't feel like playing for a bit, but now between this and the fact that I enjoy regular FOC again, I look to be uploading some more videos in the future relatively soon, so watch out for those. Thanks for watching, everybody. See ya.